Good evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to my channel. So today, I wanted to do something fun, and as most of you know, I am an avid thrifter. I go thrifting all the time. I go to my flea market, I go to other flea markets, I go to like every thrift store in town just looking for dolls. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Usually I do it on the weekends, and I've been thrifting for probably the past 5 years. It's been a really long time. So I had some great finds when I first started out, and that was what inspired me to keep thrifting, and my collection has grown huge because of it. So today I wanted to take a minute and count down my top 10 flea market finds specifically, because my flea market is like blessed by the gods or something. So let's begin with the flea market finds. I'll do another video with thrift store finds if you guys want, but today we're focusing on the market of the flea. Alright, so starting off with number 10, we have a bit of a tie. I didn't get these dolls on the same, weekend or nowhere near each other, but I would say that they're tied in terms of how much I like them. So we have Class Chloe and Icy Bling Delancey from my scene, and Class Chloe is clearly a Bratz doll. I've always really liked both of these dolls. I never thought that I'd be able to get them because Class Chloe is pretty pricey online, and Icy Bling Delancey is pretty much any bling Delancey is really hard to find. Delancey is gorgeous. I love the tinsel in her hair. I love her bangs. I really love her face up as well. I just think she's a really pretty doll, and I'm very happy to have her. As for Class Chloe, I really like the hair colors. I like the tanned skin and the eye color that they gave her. Plus, I have a friend whose favorite is Class Chloe, and whenever I see my friends excited over their favorite dolls or favorite characters, it always inspires me to want to get one too. I don't know. I just want to see what the fuss is about, and then I always see the doll in person, and then they are absolutely amazing. So, she didn't come wearing this outfit. This is just a random thing I gave her. Same with this Delancey. Neither of them have any of their stock pieces, but I just think that they're very gorgeous dolls. This one was found at my local flea market, and this one was found at one an hour away. And yeah, I love them both a lot. They're both very nice dolls. In spot number 9, I can't position my phone on a tripod to show you this because it's just too big. But I got this one at my local flea market 2 years ago. And it is the very large, frightfully tall ghouls Draculaura doll, new in the box. She was sold to me for $15. I'm kind of friends with the seller at the flea market. I don't know, my family's been buying from him since we started flea marketing every weekend. So I'd say we're pretty close to the guy. She includes a large doll stand. I always considered reviewing this doll, but I saw that they were getting harder to find after the reboot hit, so it inspired me to just keep her in the box, because I think that these taller boxes are a really cool setup. I got both Frankie and Claudine too, but they have been unboxed and are on display in my doll room. But Draculaura and Elizabeth, who was ordered online from Toys R Us, so she's not in this video, have been kept in their boxes and are just kind of sitting in the closet right now. I really like her though. I really like the way that they adapted her into this, scale. So yeah, I thought place number 9 was a good spot for her. In 8th place, I would like to bring on one of the dolls that started my thrifting madness. I think this is the one that actually did it. The only reason I'm not putting her in 1st place is because I have much better things for 1st place. And here we have my 1st edition Nephra Denial. I had a Nephra before. I had traded with my friend for her, but she was in kind of bad condition. She had a lot of cut hair in the front, and this one does not have that. They sold me her for $10. She has everything, including her ring. I kept the factory rubber bands on, but as you can see, they've kind of they've dry rotted and snapped over time. She didn't have her purse. I got that from my friend as well. And overall, she has a better face placement as well, I would say. Maybe her eyes are a bit wonky, but that's to be expected with Monster High. She's a bit dusty at the top of her head. I definitely need to clean her sometime. I haven't done that in a bit. But overall, I am very happy with this doll. I got a good deal on her. She has all of her accessories, and I just think that she's fabulous. I've always really liked the aesthetic that she has with the bandage-themed clothing. I don't know. I just really like the way that they did Nephra and Cleo's designs. I feel like it's very good to show the culture that they come from. In 8th place is yet another doll from my local flea market. Her joints are a bit loose, but she came with her proper stand color. and I'm very happy with her overall because she is my favorite character. But here we have Ghouls. No. What is this line called? School's Out Claudine, or the second wave doll. She has a number of issues, like her head is always leaning back. I can't get it to stay forward no matter what I try. She's missing some of her earrings. She doesn't have her choker. She's missing her ring. Her knees are always bent because she just can't stand on her own. But I really love the boot mold that they gave her. I've always really liked this doll's outfit, and I only paid $7 for her. So I'm thinking I could just rebody her someday because, you know, maybe then her head will actually stay on straight. She has a pretty even face. Never mind. But she was cheap, and I like this Claudine, so I wanted to put her on this list. I really like her, despite her many, many issues. In 7th place, we have another pretty desired doll from the School's Out line, specifically the Forbidden Love 2-pack, Miss Draculaura. Now, on the surface, this doll probably looks completely normal to you. Like, there's nothing special about her. It's just, oh, you found a complete Draculaura. Cool. Well, let me just take her off the stand. And, you may notice that her legs are very loose. That is because when we pull her dress up and reveal that she has some sort of strange mechanism tied around her waist. And that mechanism is drilled right into her legs because they are broken. I bought this doll for like $7 at the flea market, like one that was like an hour away from me, and the seller did not mention that she was an arts and craft project because the mechanism keeping her legs on. I just thought that this doll had elastics or something when I got her. I was like, oh, her legs are weak because she has elastics. No, her legs are weak because she has wires drilled through them. Her face is perfect, though. Some people have suggested that I rebody this doll, but honestly, I don't really want to. I think this mechanism thing is really funny. Like, obviously, if I were ever to resell her because I get one that doesn't have the mechanism, I would definitely inform people about that. I would not try to lie about it or cover it up the way that seller did. There's also a chance that the seller just didn't know because that's a very strange thing about this doll. Definitely, unique, so I thought she deserved the 7th place spot. In, 6th and 5th place, I would like to combine this one, because I got these two girls at the same time, so I want to show them off together. We have two Dawn of the Dance dolls. Cleo, why are you like this? So I found both Cleo and Claudine on the same day and decided to buy them because I didn't have these dolls and they always interested me. They are both complete. Claudine's hair could probably use a little TLC. The glue has definitely gotten worse over the years. And Cleo's head is still squishable. A little bit. Both of these dolls are gorgeous. And I paid like $6 each for both of them. My local flea market guy is so nice with the prices, I swear. I was really shocked to see that Cleo still has her necklace and her bracelet. Claudine has all of her accessories as well. All of her earrings have been, like, left intact. And to sweeten the deal, this Claudine isn't the single release doll. She's from the 3-pack. You may be wondering, how do I know that? Well, that's because of what number 4 is going to be. In 4th place, for my best flea market finds, we have Dawn of the Dance Draculaura. I was so shocked when I saw this doll, because even back when, in the year that I started, like, thrifting, it was maybe, like, okay, if it was, like, 5 years ago, like, 2017, this doll was still rare, she would still cost a lot online, and I didn't want to pay those prices, but I really wanted her. Well, I wandered into my local flea market, and I found her. Her hair still needs to be fixed up. The last time I did it, I wasn't very good at it, so it looks a little messy. But she is totally complete. Now, at least. One of you on Instagram were kind enough to send me the last shoe that I needed for her, because for the last, like, 4 years she's been sitting on my shelves. This shoe has been missing. I only had this one. I was totally fine with her only having one shoe, but the fact that the Frankie that was available at the same time as the Claudine and the Draculaura were, like, she was missing a shoe, and that was the reason that I declined on her and I bought, like, a reproduction Frankie. like new in the box to have all of her stuff. But with Draculaura, I was fine with it because this doll was just really difficult to come by. You guys definitely shouldn't give in to scalper prices. Like, she's a gorgeous doll, but I don't think she's worth anywhere over like 50 at most. That aside, that has been 6th, 5th, and 4th place? Yeah. In 2nd and 3rd place, you probably know what's coming. These two were found a year apart, but they are from the same set. So here is 3rd, and here is 2nd place. This is always my favorite story to tell. Okay, so when I first started thrifting, Nephra was a huge find. That's why she was like number 9 in this video. But Scara, finding Scara fucking Screams at the flea market for $7, that was what convinced me to keep going. I searched around the guy's store for like months. It took me like well over a year to finally find Hoodooed in his store. I was convinced that someone else had come by and bought Hoodooed without seeing Scara or something. I was like, how could he have Scara but not Hoodooed? Well, I go in looking for Bratz one day. I start looking in places I don't usually check, and lo and behold, I find a bag containing him. Like, he was shielded from all the dirt in the store, so both of these dolls are super clean. They're in such good shape. They're like... Honestly, I always wanted this pack. I always really liked the way that they both look. I thought it was unique that Hoodooed is a plush doll. But I never wanted to pay the $100 that they cost back then. I know, that sounds like a little bit of money right now. But back then, it was a lot to a Monster High collector. We were so used to like $20 price tags. But in the end, I paid only $12 for them. The seller didn't seem to realize that Hoodooed like was a fully fledged like Monster High character. He thought it was just like a special plush version. So he was like, oh, okay, $5. So yeah, $12 Scara and Hoodooed, and I've kept them on display ever since. I cut myself off. I said I've kept them on display ever since. Before we get to number 1, I have some honorable mentions, such as the Roxy that I'm holding in this video. Her body's from a flea market, and so is her head. But let's get on to the others, too. Honorable mention goes to these two. I already have Cleo, but getting Ghoulia was nice. These 4 are also from the flea market. This Venus was in the box, and so was the Hoodooed and Ghoulia. And the Draculaura was out of box, but she was very cheap, just costing me around $5. Venus was like 10 in the box, and so were the Love's Not Dead pack. So, very good deals right there. This Chloe was also a very nice flea market find. I really like her. I love the articulated movie bodies. My Rock Angel's Jade right there was also a flea market find. I'd been needing a new one for a long time. These 3 right here are also flea market finds. I got all of their pieces except for Chloe's shoes with the lot that I bought, so that's also a pretty nice one. My Girls Night Out Dana right there in the middle was also a flea market find, but her dress was sold to me by a friend, so thank you again to Cole. Another find I have up here is behind this Frankie, my Ghouls Rule Claudine. I've talked about her before, so I didn't want to include her in the video. I also got this Laguna fashion pack at the flea market. I've had Cupid wearing it for like a year, so I forget that I have it sometimes. This Cupid was also a flea market find, by the way. So all of the honorary mentions aside, let us get to number 1. I'm sure you guys are shaking with anticipation. Especially those of you who don't follow my Instagram, because I've never posted about this doll here. So, let's get right to it. I'm sure you guys are wondering right now, what could possibly trump Comic-Con dolls? Well, this is something that I've only daydreamed of finding before. Like, I would daydream about going to this thrift store and be like, oh, there she is, I found her, this is so amazing. Well, I got to find out how that would actually feel very recently, when I found first edition Claudine Wolf, brand new in box, for $15. I can't deny the damage that the box has. It is ripped on this side. It's kind of bent out of shape. Her lipstick rubbed off on the plastic, and you can see that part of her fang is gone. But trust me, I don't care at all. I just love Claudine as a character. I am a big fan of her, and I'm so happy that I actually managed to get one in the box like this. It's an absolutely incredible feeling. Just looking at her on my shelf makes me so goddamn happy, I can't even begin to describe it. I've been keeping her on display next to my collector's edition Draculaura, and it's just like It's so surreal. Like, I've only daydreamed about finding a doll of this, like, in this box. I've only daydreamed about finding, like, random ones, like, maybe, like, oh, I'd find, like, a one that I don't really care about as much. But Claudine is my favorite of the main ghouls. Probably my favorite overall. I have almost all of her dolls. I love her. I'm so happy. I feel so lucky to have her. I just found her, like, 2 weeks ago. This is, like, my greatest thrift find of 2022 already. I love her so much, and I'm so happy with her. This is where I keep both her and Draculaura displayed, and I have a bunch of their other dolls beneath them. As you guys know, I kind of ship Claudine and Draculaura, so I made like a gay pride shelf. But all in all, I'm just so happy with this doll. I spotted her behind the counter at a thrift store. Well, not a thrift store, like a store at the flea market. And I almost knocked over a pedestrian to run over to her. I was like shaking and almost crying. I was so happy when I found her. The guy sold her to me for $15 and I couldn't be happier. I absolutely adore her. So, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to make, and if you guys are interested, I will make a top 10 thrift store finds video as well, because once again, all of the things in this video were only found at flea markets. Thrift stores are a separate category to me, so I wanted to make another video focused on that. So let me know if you guys are interested in that, and as always, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!